Welcome to Motivation and Momentum. We're in the final part of a 4-part series where we're looking at all of our content areas. My name is Amber Nichols and I am your host. Today we're talking science. We saved the best for last. And joining me, Mr. Eric Kincaid, and you are a science specialist, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. I cannot wait for this conversation. All things science. I did save the best for last, right?
Well, of course.
Now I'm going to throw a little wrench in this because I am going to do a little this or that science edition, all right? So you just say the first thing. Lab goggles or lab coat?
Lab goggles.
Okay. Oh, important, right? Eye
Yeah.
protection. Biology or chemistry?
Biology.
Frog dissection or virtual simulation?
Frog dissection.
Yes. Microscope or telescope?
Microscope.
You're good at this. You're not even wavering.
I was a biology teacher. That's
Okay. Periodic table posters or DNA models?
DNA models.
Newton's laws or Einstein's theories?
Newton's laws.
Figured you'd say that one. Exploding volcano project or egg drop challenge?
Egg drop challenge.
Nice. Teaching with tech or a traditional textbook?
Oh, hybrid. Sorry.
Ah, couldn't pick on that one.
No, it's too many pluses for both.
And what is your favorite science concept to teach?
Probably cellular energetics. It's where you try to figure out where the energy for life is coming from and how it's used.
Wow, and what grade level does that, where do you learn that?
6 through 12.
Oh, wow. Okay, across the grade levels. Well, let's start with you just telling us a little bit about yourself. What on your journey brought you to this role, and where have you been in Monongalia County?
Well, I started off at South Junior High School.
Okay.
Back when it was grade 7 through 9. And I taught 7th and 9th grade there for a few years. And then when the high school, the junior highs ended and they moved the 9th grade to the high schools, I was transferred to Morgantown High School.
Okay.
And so started there teaching 9th grade and taught 9th grade for several years and then picked up AP Biology and then Biology, and that's what I ended teaching. Last year was my last year in the classroom. So this is my first year as a science specialist, and what made me move was the fact that I really enjoy professional development, and this gives me a chance to work with teachers and see all the great things happening in Monongalia County.
I love that. And you get a clear view of what's happening here in the science world, and that's probably a really great role for you, I'm sure. And I know that our teachers really, feed off of your expertise and just your love for science.
I really enjoy it. It's been a great year so far.
That's awesome. All right, so you've been instrumental in supporting middle and high school science. What trends or shifts are you the most excited about seeing in science education right now?
Well, you actually touched on a little bit with this and that, and
Okay.
it was we saw the big trend, a couple decades ago, moving to as much of the electronic applications as we can, and then some people have figured out these aren't always the best option. We want to get hands dirty a little bit, and so what I've seen now is more of that hybrid mentality coming in, where we do have the option of using simulations, and we have all of this now, even AI that can supplement our instruction. We also want to get our hands dirty and get in that lab and do that. So that's one of the things, but also the inclusion with maker spaces and with coding and all of these new concepts that are coming on so fast. I think our teachers have done a wonderful job adapting to all of these new technologies and new techniques that are coming in.
That's great. That's really great to hear, right? We're always changing, we're always evolving in our career. So I love that you brought that up. How do you help teachers balance that rigorous content? And we talked about with the hands-on engaging labs, they do have that content, but you do want them to have those engaging hands-on lessons. How do you get teachers to balance that?
Well, one of the things that I would like to work even more with is how to blend the direct instruction concepts with the lab. And that's one of the things I tried to do as much as possible when I taught, was I taught with the laboratory. It's not a separate entity. It's used right during the class time. As you get to a concept in the direct instruction sequence, the laboratory reinforces it, or it's used as exploration, but they're melded together seamlessly so that you can teach the content with the hands-on component. That's one of the things I'm trying to even develop some units that kind of model that,
Okay.
even some more with some of my own tips and tricks that I may have gathered over the years too.
I'm sure that some lessons kind of lend themselves to that naturally,
Definitely.
and helping teachers see that in other concepts as well.
Mhm.
I know you'll do a great job in adding that into your professional development, so I look forward to that. Science can feel intimidating for some students. What are some strategies you've seen teachers use to build confidence in our sometimes unconfident science learners?
Letting them mess up. Science is
that.
messy. And if you bring a group of kids in and you ask them to solve a problem, to design an experiment to solve a problem, a teacher has to bite their tongue and let them mess up, because that's what science is really all about. It's messing up and then figuring out what messed up, or what was not maybe done correctly, or what procedure maybe could be improved, and let the kids play. I like to call it play in the lab. I
Sure.
mean, it's not random. You got to follow all the guidelines and safety, especially. But they're playing in the lab. They're trying to figure out why it didn't go the way they thought it was. And I've seen that in every grade level, from 6th grade through 12th grade. They're given something to solve, something to do where they have to design an experiment. It fails, and the teachers do a great job of saying, well, let's think about why it didn't go the way you wanted to, and then they redo it, and then eventually they can get it figured out. And that really helps calm. It's like, it's okay if I mess up.
That productive struggle is sometimes difficult for teachers, but I'm sure that once you master that, your kids are the better for it.
Yeah, and you have to just, like I said, bite your tongue, because you want to get it, you want to fix it for them, and that's not what's best.
Yeah, and you're creating science learners, and that's what we do. I love that. So with teaching STEAM or STEM, what do you say, STEAM or STEM, or?
They're both. It depends on how much you put art in, and I've seen a lot of art and a lot of science, so I'm fine with STEAM.
Okay. So with teaching STEAM and a focus on the real world application, how are our science teachers preparing students to not just learn science, but do science?
And I'm going to sound like a broken record.
Okay, do it. That's good.
Get them in the lab.
Get them in the lab, okay.
When you're going in and you're learning content and you're problem solving, then you're getting them ready to go out anywhere, learn in any situation, and be critical thinkers. Remember, we always heard about becoming critical thinkers. I think science is the best place to do that, because you have to look at the observations and the data critically and figure out, did this go as expected or not as expected, and then try to figure that out. So I think let them, put them in the lab, and that really helps get the skills put into their head about reevaluation.
No, it's a great tip for our teachers, and I hope that the teachers that are watching can listen to your broken record. This is a good one. Get them in the lab.
Get them in the lab.
I can run that across the bottom.
Yeah.
Any celebrations in science here in Monongalia County? What are you ending the school year on, just celebrating here?
Well, like I said, this is my first year in this position, so one of the things I want to celebrate is all the neat things that are going on in Mon County. Yeah. We have teachers that have students who have Plant the Moon winners. We have teachers that are have students that have, I can't remember the name of the competition, but it's a NASA competition where they have one of their devices going up into the stratosphere.
Wow.
And that they're going to collect measurements, and then they recollect it. It's going to be over this summer that it happens. We have a student right now who, as this is being filmed, is at the Intel International Science and Engineering Fair, the Regeneron International Science and Engineering Fair in Columbus, and he is one of the 2 representatives from West Virginia that was sent to represent the United States. So there's been lots of celebrations this year. It's been a neat year.
And what about you personally? What are you celebrating in this new role for this year? I
am hoping to have another year, pretty much just like this one. I want to get into more classrooms and see what's going on, because I'm never disappointed. It's always fun to see what's happening across the county in all the schools, middle and high schools.
Great. Well, thank you for what you do for our teachers and for our students here in Monongalia County. You are Mr. Science, so it's great having your expertise. I'm sure you calm the nerves of all the teachers that you work with in terms of what you're looking at in terms of the data, or just looking at engaging their lessons. So thank you for what you do.
Well, thank you very much.
This was a very good conversation.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining into our last part of our 4-part series where we've looked at all of our content areas. We've heard from the experts in English language arts, in math, in social studies, and we followed it up with the best for last with science. Tune in next time to Motivation and Momentum. Until then, keep that momentum going because our students deserve it.